We often hear the expression, I'm full of energy, or I am drained out of my energy. Some people even say that they are energy vampires. But what is it exactly that we are talking about? What is this thing called energy? Are we talking about electrical energy or chemical energy? Is it some kind of kinetic energy or potential energy? Is it the calories that we get from the food? We don't know what we are talking about yet. At a very subtle level, without actually knowing exactly what we are talking about, we know exactly what we are talking about, if you know what I'm talking about. In this section, I will give you a diagram through which you will be able to understand what this particular energy that I'm talking about means. So let's look at the diagram on the left hand side. You will see that there is a person sitting in a meditation position. The rod that is at the center of this person is actually the spinal cord. At the physical level, it might be the backbone and the relevant nerves, but at the spiritual level, it is a set of circuits that meditators refer to as nadas. I will limit this terminology to this point only because if I talk more, I'll have to explain more on that particular topic. For now, it suffices to say that there is some unseen, scientifically unobservable yet wiring that goes along the spinal cord or vertebra of every human being. This is what I have shown in that diagram. Then from that particular wiring or circuit or nadas, energy comes out through the various chakras, which we will talk more about later on also. That is none other than the prana or the bioenergy that we talked about in the introduction of this particular section. So the quality of this bioenergy, as we discussed earlier, is that it makes us energetic, active, mindful, positive, creative, funny, and everything good you can think about when we have good and plenty of energy. Now, you will notice that there is a circle around this person sitting in meditation. Well, that is a repository of the pranic energy or the bioenergy. All the energy that is produced by the spiritual system through the chakras and others get stored in the bubble that the person is in. In the ideal state, where there is no disturbance, this person is filled with energy. It is like being a child, totally innocent, unaffected by the external world. He is happy, bubbly, cheerful, carefree. So that is the symptom of high pranic energy. Theoretically, we could be in that baby like state forever. However, a problem occurs. Now, I would like you to take a look at the long pins that are outside the circle. Actually, I tried to show needles that are very sharp. So, what happens is if we take those needles and puncture that bubble, then there is a leakage of the pranic energy that occurs. It is like puncturing a balloon and the air will come out. Similarly, if We puncture this sphere that we are in, that is holding our bioenergy, then obviously it will come out. And this is the cause of why we feel drained and low in energy. The needles represent the various problems in our lives. They could be serious problems or they could be minor problems. The interesting thing is, various people have got different kinds of thickness of their skin of that particular bubble. Some people would have a thin bubble skin and others will have a thick bubble skin. That is why some of us are deflated as soon as some problems occur in our lives, while others are totally unaffected. Needless to say, those who are affected have a thin bubble skin, and those who are not affected have a thick bubble skin. We cannot prevent the needles from puncturing us, but we can change the texture of our bubble skin. This is the promise of meditation as a whole, that it will make us stronger and fill us with energy. In fact, it got it wrong when people say that meditation fills up energy. Meditation actually prevents us from losing energy. This is done by thickening the skin. That thickening of the skin can occur from other practices like allowing oneself to be rejected more often and normalizing the negative feelings that we get from failure. Thickening could occur through philosophizing also. You could also use various kind of rational behavior therapy or cognitive therapy or even hypnosis in order not to be affected by those needles. So this is what I mean by energy in the context of unified meditation. Now let's talk about creativity, which is also very important. Again, I will not be defining creativity. Instead, I will direct you directly to the diagram on the right hand side. You'll notice that it is the same diagram repeated 3 times. Let's look at the first one, which is that of a cascade. It falls on a problem, and because of the force of the cascade, the problem is solved through a creative solution by the person. The height of the cascade represents the creative force. In the second cascade diagram, you will notice that the height of the cascade has been increased, and everything being the same, now we have a higher creative force, and this leads to a more creative solution. Then in the third diagram, you will notice that the height of the cascade has even gone higher. So now it is the highest creative force, and the result is the most creative solution. So from the set of cascade diagrams, what I'm trying to tell you is that creativity is a force that you can increase like we increase the height of a cascade or a water source. So again, it has something to do with energy as well. That is why I have bundled them together. The next question is, how do we increase the height of the cascade, or how do we increase our creative force? Obviously, my first answer is through unified meditation. It has many techniques, and among them is one related to increasing creativity. Actually, it's a variety of techniques, but it's the type whereby we increase our creativity. Alternatively, we can increase our creativity through practice and incremental exercises on creativity. In my various workshops, I train people to become more creative. First, I tell them to be creative by making a creative shape from a circle. So some people make a sun, others make a face, others make a planet, some make it part of a bigger picture of nature. Now that they are confident with being creative with a shape, I ask them to be creative with a particular word, like tiger, cat, love. So they have to write a small sentence or a paragraph which is unheard of that contains those words. To that, their creativity is both visual and linguistic. Consequently, the creative force in them increases, and the next problem that they are given, like design a particular product or solve a particular organizational problem or relationship problem, increases dramatically in the quality of their solution. Theoretically, it is possible to be infinitely creative by increasing the creative force that comes from within and also from similar practices that I have outlined, using both meditation and incremental exercises in creativity as well as observation and research. I cannot imagine any problem that cannot be more successfully creatively solved. So this is what creativity means in the context of this book. When you start meditating, you should notice increments in both your energy retention level as well as your creative force and the creative solutions that you come with. We are all born with an innate attraction and repulsion to certain things, certain activities, and certain people or types of people. In order to understand that concept, I would like to take a look at the diagram. The diagram consists of two similar boxes, each containing a rectangle which has a red color and a blue color. I tried to mimic a magnet because it is related to attraction repulsion. So the red one is about attraction and the blue part is about repulsion. You'll notice that I have written time 1 and time 2 on top of each of the rectangles. So let us look at the first time 1 rectangle. At a certain time, person is either repulsed or attracted to thing 1 and thing 2. And this goes on up till the activities and the person listed there. So in this box, this person is attracted to thing 1 because it is near to the red one, also to thing 2, but it is repulsed by thing 3 and also repulsed by activity 1. He is also attracted by activity 2 and 3, then he is repulsed by person 1 and person 3 but attracted by person 2. So this is what his like and dislike mix, preference mix at the beginning. Then you'll see an arrow leading to the time 2 rectangle. Then something happens like this person becomes mature. He undergoes some kinds of shock or traumatic event. Also, it could also be that he is doing some kind of meditation going through some hypnosis and conditioning himself consciously or unconsciously. Because of those activities, events, this person now has a different like and dislike preference mix that is shown in the time 2 box. Now, this person is repulsed by thing 1 and thing 2 when he was actually attracted by them in time 1. A same change in preference occurs for thing 3 and activity 1. Now he is attracted to them. So all the preferences change except for person 3, with whom he was repulsed before and repulsed now also. You can say that in terms of likes and dislikes, this person has become a totally different person. So if those strips of blue and red could be compared to DNA, then the DNA is totally different from time 1 and time 2 for the same person. In unified meditation, it is very important that we are able to not only stop doing certain things, but we should be repulsed by certain things and attracted by certain things that are conducive for enlightenment, liberation, and nirvana. So, the concept I'm bringing in this book is the engineering of our attraction repulsion so that they help us succeed. You can be attracted towards easygoing people or aggressive people, but if it is not conducive for you at that particular time, you should develop that inner desire or inner attraction towards serious minded people and peaceful people. This is just an example, and I'll not talk more on that because it's quite obvious. But the point is, it is possible, it is desirable to change our likes and dislikes so that we are able to fulfill our objectives. Once you can do at that attraction and repulsion level, it's not anymore cosmetic change, it's a real fundamental change. And that is beautiful, powerful.